So we're doing Kahoot. So what is Kahoot? It's a website where you can do quizzes, jumbles, surveys, and discussions or debates. A good way to use it in the classroom is quiz review, formative and summative assessments. You can settle debates within your classroom, and you can take a survey with your students.
Okay, and some other uses for Kahoot would be a brain break. I mean, Kahoot already has like bright colors and it already looks fun, so students aren't going to see it as a quiz, they're going to see it as a fun activity. You can also use it outside of school, like if you're having a debate in your office or you're trying to settle an argument, then you can create a survey or a debate on the Kahoot and have people anonymously answer, so you're not just raising hands and calling people out. And then students can also make their own for projects. They don't have to just make a worksheet. They could make a Kahoot and then quiz their classmates.
Okay, some of the pros. It's very easy to use. You just click a button. The answer choices are organized by color and shape. You can do it in groups, have team players, or you can do it individually. And you can track your progress of the students as you go throughout the lesson, kind of see if they're understanding. Some of the cons, it's only multiple choice, so it's not really, doesn't get them thinking a lot. There's only one right answer. There's no auditory aspect, like it doesn't read out the questions or answers to you. And it lacks creativity by the test taker. Again, they're only like clicking a button.
So is Kahoot really better than pencil and paper? So for a review, it may be better because it's just engaging the students, it's having them more, it's gonna be more fun for them rather than just sitting down, paper and pencil, and doing a review like that. But for a quiz, paper and pencil is probably gonna be better because it's more formal. They're gonna be more used to that as they get older, and it's also just more what they're used to rather than taking a Kahoot. They might not take it seriously if they're doing that rather than a pencil and paper quiz.
So do no harm. Does it accommodate all students? Not really. For sight impaired, like we said earlier, it doesn't have that auditory aspect where it reads out. You can, as a teacher, read out the question and answers, but it's also visual based where you have to see it and pick. It doesn't really accommodate ELL students. There's an option to do a different language, but we tried it.
I couldn't figure it out. I selected Spanish, but it didn't I don't know how it's supposed to work. I tried to translate it, but it didn't. I don't know if I have to do more to it. I don't know. But yeah.
It's kind of problematic with languages. And then those behind the curve for reading, again, it's like you have to read the question and answer, so it probably won't accommodate them as well. You can put pictures up, but there's still like the reading aspect.
Okay, and then for creativity, there's really no creative aspect for the test taker because they're literally just selecting. I mean, if you're taking a quiz, you have a 1 out of 4 chance to get the correct answer, and they're just picking it. They're not really thinking about it if they don't know the answer. They're not pulling that information. But there is a creativity side. If they're making the quiz themselves, they have to think of the answers, how they're going to ask it, and what answers they're going to give.
In terms of collaboration, we said earlier that there is a team playing mode. And the Kahoot actually gives a little 5 seconds to do a team talk before you answer the question, so that can foster a lot of collaboration.
So for the communication aspect, there are quizzes that offer a discussion. So you could have a discussion question in your class, and then after you could say, okay, those who answered this, why do you think this? And those who answered this, why did you think that? So you can create a discussion in your classroom through this using the technology. And it's also anonymous, so you don't know who answered. They don't want to say that they answered this. They don't have to.
And critical thinking. When students make their own Kahoots, they have to use a lot of critical thinking to come up with challenging and content-appropriate questions and answers to go along with it. So it's not like the obvious choice. They have to think about it to get other students thinking.
Okay, so we have some example quizzes. I don't know if we're going to get through all of these. I think everyone, or at least most of us, have done a quiz, so I think we may skip that one, but do you want to do the survey?
Yeah, we can do the survey.
Okay, everyone go ahead and type in the PIN. Okay, and then make a name for yourself. Oh, and if you're using it on your phone, make sure your phone doesn't go dark, because if it does, then that's gonna log you out of this. So make sure you're like your phone doesn't fall asleep.
Give me a thumbs up if you're on, so we know if everyone's done. Good? Everyone good?
Okay.
What? Yeah. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream? These are your choices: chocolate, mint chocolate chip, vanilla, and none of these. Okay. So in your classroom, I've seen one where it has, do you guys want to go outside for recess or stay indoor and play games? And you can use it like that in the classroom, take a survey. So it's fair.
Watching, not playing. I don't think we're done.
Unnecessary. Wonderful.
How do you feel about coffee?
And if you notice in the top left-hand corner, it has a countdown. I think you can go up to a minute.
I think 120.
120
Yeah.
seconds to give your students time to answer questions.
Okay.
And that's an example of a survey.
Hi.
So next we can do
Discussion.
discussion.
Oh, I think it's time.
Oh, that's good. Okay, great.